Hi, I'm Jody Daly, and welcome to the show. Today we're talking about the most romantic, unforgettable, stressful, and possibly even the most expensive day in many people's lives, their wedding. Well, when the average cost of a wedding is at about $27,000, it better be your best day ever. And today's guests know a few things about weddings. Well, either that or you will by the time you leave. Anyway, Alicia, thank you so much for being here. You are one of our brides. Jay, you are one of our other brides today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Joe, you are our groom. We really appreciate you representing the groom population. And Danielle, you are a wedding planner, and you've been doing that for a very long time.
Quite 15 years.
Wow. Now, Jay and Joe are a couple together, and Alicia, your fiance is not here with us today, right?
Right.
Why?
He is not comfortable doing this kind of stuff. He's very shy. I don't think he would be caught dead on a talk show.
Yeah, well, let's hope he's caught alive on the altar.
Yes. Thanks.
Danielle, tell me, you're the wedding planner. Any one thing stand out to you as something crazy that's happened over the last 20 years of planning?
Absolutely. I think it was the day we lost the groom.
You lost a groom.
Yeah.
Great.
He decided to go to a neighbor's house. I was looking all over for him. I knocked on every neighbor's door because I didn't get told what neighbor he was at. Came in the door, finally found him at one of the houses, screamed, "It's your wedding day," the whole scene, the whole movie scene, and he came with me.
Joe, just take that as you don't want to upset your bride or the wedding planner the day of your wedding. So now, Alicia, now tell me, you recently were engaged, and you were engaged in an air balloon, right?
Yes.
He took you up in an air balloon?
Yeah.
And now you're planning what kind of wedding?
We're planning
An air balloon wedding?
No, everybody wants it to be an air balloon wedding, but it's a very rustic wedding. It's very outdoorsy. We're both very outdoorsy type. So we're getting married on a lake with the mountains in the back. It's happening during the fall, so just a very outdoors, rustic type of wedding.
And how far along are you in your planning?
We're actually pretty far ahead. We have our venue. We have our photographer. I just bought my dress.
Good.
That's pretty much where we're at with everything.
That seems pretty good. That's pretty far along. Now, you guys, you've picked a destination wedding, right?
Yes.
So how come?
We really wanted it to be intimate, and I always had a dream of getting married on the beach.
So where are you going?
Mexico.
Oh, wow. And when you say intimate, how many people are we talking about?
About 50 people.
That's not intimate.
I mean, and considering it could have been really big.
What would,
Yeah.
if you had had to, like, if you were home and had
Oh my God.
how many people would have been in it?
400?
Holy God.
No, probably not that many.
350?
Well, I have a big family.
He's thinking of the ones he would definitely not invite. Oh, no. How many people are in your family?
Between cousins, brother, aunts, uncles, on both sides, probably 60.
And that's, so you really,
But that's without friends and,
so you
know.
pared it down to the people that you really wanted,
Yes.
and you knew they'd
Yes.
get there. Danielle, do you find that this kind of whole thing with locations and destinations are ahead of time, or people just go, yeah, that's what we're going to do?
I think it's fantastic. I think that it's totally the niche right now. I think that a smaller wedding is a much more smarter approach. I think that a large wedding is also really great, but it has to be, both couples have to be on the same page. Sometimes it's the woman who wants the destinational and the man who wants the traditional huge, or vice versa. And you want to both be on the same page. So a destinational wedding, you have to be on the same page.
Now, did you two agree on where you wanted it and how many people? Oh, whoop, just hit it.
Touche.
Just hit a little note there, didn't we?
We did. If it were up to him, we would totally just go, just the two of us, and kind of elope or do our own thing. I have a really big family. I'm very family oriented too, and he totally gets that because we've known each other forever. So it was talked about, and we did agree on it. But at first, it was like, we could totally just do this other thing with no one else, and that'd be fine too.
You seem to be doing a lot of things. You know, you get the dress and the venue and the all. Do you have a wedding planner?
No.
Oh, really? Yeah. Alicia, meet Danielle. Danielle,
Hi.
Alicia. No, and I know you're going to be biased about this, but do people need a wedding planner?
Absolutely, and I'll explain why. A wedding planner used to be a luxury. Okay, wedding planners used to go for this high-end price that your mother or somebody would say you needed, kind of like when you have a baby and they used to go to Bloomingdale's and buy that layette for you. It was a luxury. But nowadays, because of all the niches and the Pinterest and the DIY and the rustic affairs, you really do need somebody to kind of almost bring you down, and no offense, but bring you down to earth, right? You're not going to have 50 mason jars with everybody's custom name on them in the wedding, and there's 250 people, and everyone will have their own glass with their name on it. Looks good on Pinterest, but you know, so you do need a wedding planner to kind of just do a timeline for you, help you be that interpretal person between the venue and yourself, so that you don't have to be bothered by that. And your wedding party should also not be the people in charge. A lot of times brides like to leave a bridesmaid or somebody in charge of the wedding, and talking to vendors, this is somebody who doesn't have the expertise to do so.
And also, you're never going to speak to them again.
You'll never be friends again.
Never be friends again. Now, we quoted a number, $27,000 as average. Does that sound about right to you guys?
I'd say 27 to about 37 is the average. A plate would go anywhere from $99 to $200 a plate now at a venue.
Right, and we're just talking about the plate. We're not talking about the band. We're not talking about the flowers. We're not talking about the dress and everything else. So that's pretty low. Venue, food, flowers. What's the most important thing to you for your wedding? Alicia, I'll ask you first.
Not even material things, I think. We just really want everyone to kind of be happy and have a good time. So if everybody could just do that, then that would be our ideal scenario. We're not even focused on all the little things at this point.
When you say good time, what are you spending your time and money on to make sure that happens?
Good music. We want a good photographer because we want them to capture all of that. We hired someone who does a lot of candids. We're all about catching everything in the moment. So really, music and the photographer to catch that stuff is where we're focused.
Perfect. How about you guys?
I definitely have to agree. I think, you know, music, the food, and because it's so intimate, we have those, you know, that...
Can I tell you something right now? 50 people is not intimate. 10 people is intimate. 50 people is a huge party. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Getting them to Mexico is
and they're all coming there.
They're all coming. I mean, we just want everyone to have a good time also.
And what about you, Joe?
Exactly. I mean, the people we have coming, since it is such a small wedding, it's the people that are the closest to us. So I just want everybody to have a great time. And like she said, we're not worried about the small things. It's just, you know, I want to make sure everybody remembers the wedding. You know, it's going to be in Mexico, so that's going to be something for them to remember.
For a week.
But I just hope it's just a blast for everybody.
When we come back, I'm going to ask you guys a question that has been on my mind since you told me you were going to spend a week in Mexico with 50 people. Oh. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how to make your wedding a truly memorable day for everybody, including the guests. And I'm going to ask them about their guests that are going to be there for a week.
Billy works in a supermarket. He helps stock the shelves. One day, Billy figures out that there are 120,000 different items in a big modern supermarket. When he divided the number of items he usually stocks in a day into the total number of items in the store, he realized that it would take him nearly 4 years to get the job done. Of course, Billy is only responsible for the store brands, so his job is easier. There are thousands of store brand foods, beverages, snacks, health and beauty, kitchen and household products. Each store brand with quality comparable to the national brands, but less expensive. Billy smiled. Restocking store brands is a lot easier.
And we are back, and we are talking to Alicia, Jay, Joe, and Danielle about planning an affordable and memorable wedding. Now, you guys are going to Mexico, and you're going with 50 of your closest family and friends. What time are you going to spend just the two of you?
That's a good question.
Find a good answer, baby, because you want to remember your wedding is the way.
We're definitely gonna find a day or two away from everybody else and just probably sightsee, go see a couple different beaches in Mexico, and just
promise yourselves. Am I right, Danielle?
The most important thing, it's very overwhelming and everybody wants your time. And it really is about you, most importantly, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, anybody, like at our wedding, one of us is from the north and one of us is from the south. We had a cocktail called the Mason-Dixon. Are you doing anything, any little special thing that's going to be your thing?
We were discussing doing Moscow mules. He really loves those.
Okay.
We're not sure if that's something that we're definitely going to do or not yet, but that's up in the air.
And how about you guys?
I mean, we are in Mexico, and tequila is a thing.
Well, I don't necessarily just mean booze, although that is a very important at most weddings. I'm talking about or do you have a little gift that you're giving, or something that's like for your family and friends?
We're actually doing welcome bags.
Awesome.
For our guests.
Good.
So
Good.
we have personalized welcome bags. So
Very nice.
we're gonna throw a couple essentials in there and make them feel at home.
Perfect. That's great. Danielle, I'm going to ask you one thing. How do you stay on budget?
It is very hard to stay on budget. And really, it's what I go back to before is you have to be on the same page. You know, one person can't want something more than the other and not voice it, because then at the end, you're going to be scrounging around for those funds for that special thing. So I think it's really just keeping in communication with each other, taking advantage of everything the venue has to offer, even destinational. Talk to the hotel, talk to the amenities, see what they have, see what's free, see what activities you can do, and if it's something like at a rustic or a more venue-y type of a place, talk to them, sit down, ask about everything they offer, because sometimes they won't be the first ones to tell you because they want to upsell you in the beginning. But really come with a budget, come knowing what you both want, and not sitting at the meeting and saying, well, do we want that? Should we have that? Do we really want that? Come very prepared, which is all in all why you need a planner. We come to the meetings with you as well.
I have one question for the three of you. The day after your wedding, what is it that you, or maybe the week after your wedding, because you'll still be entertaining, what is it the one thing that you want to remember the most?
I think I really want to take in his vows. So, like I said, there's a reason he's not here, and he is a man of few words. But when he does voice things, it's so genuine, and so because he doesn't say so much all the time, I can't wait to hear him formulate everything he has to say and put that into words, and that I really can't wait for.
What about you guys?
I can't wait just to see her coming down the aisle. The photographer actually asked us if we'd like to take pictures prior to the ceremony, and he said we'd probably get better pictures, just this way we can like go by the beach and this and that. But I wanted to see her in that moment the first time coming down the aisle. I can't wait for that, to be honest.
Wow. Okay. Now, thank you so much for being here. Now I'm going to not cry through the end of this. Thank you so much, very much for being here. Thank you, Alicia and Jay and Joe. God, you're awesome. And Danielle, thank you so much. Joe, you're a really good sport being here with all four of us today.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it. And for you, our audience, for more information on what you've seen on today's show, visit Store Brands USA, the channel here on YouTube, or go to storebrandsusa.com for shopping information, recipes, ideas, and even more. Thank you all again, and I'll see you next time for another edition of Let's Talk.